Hmm. Hello and welcome to another Let's Play. Me, GamerWolfSix of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn. Before we start, if you're interested in playing this game, you can get it free on itch.io. But if you want to support the people that make this game and or get the newest version earlier, you can go to Patreon, which is $5 a month, $54 a year. So, on the last Let's Play, the main character did something that I wouldn't have done, which was listen in on Ty and Spencer's conversation. And, you know, they switched us from the main character to Ty's perspective, where I guess Spencer's in danger or something like that. I don't know. I thought this was like way overblown. Like, I don't know, he's just some kind of higher up corporate person who just likes his privacy and stuff like that and fiddles in politics. But then it's like, apparently he's in some sort of danger, perhaps, and also he knows that somebody's watching him, that being at least us. There could be other people. And yeah, because he knows that somebody's looking up information on him on the school network. And also he gave Ty this ring, or giving it back to him. I'm assuming that they were married or something like that, or engaged, I don't know. Then Ty said, you know, I still love you, to Spencer, which that was the only part that the main character caught. Which, yeah. It'll be very interesting to see how things are going to progress over the next 7 days because, you know, all that. So, reset face, I guess. And begin. Dale grabbed his things and semi-begrudgingly began his journey homeward. Within mere seconds following his departure, the buzzings within my pocket commenced, message after message, no doubt originating from a concerned yet still overly nosy Diego, desperate to find out what the story was. I hope you do not mind my sending him home. I just felt as though he deserved some type of reward for his dedication. I understand. Ah, wonderful. Are you quite sure that you are well? You seem so very off all of a sudden. If you're feeling unwell, you're more than welcome to catch up with Diego and take the rest of the evening easy. I'm quite sure Russell and I can handle things, even if it is Friday night. I'm fine. If you say so, but please do not hesitate to let me know if you ever feel unwell. I would much rather you rest and recover than soldier on through it, and considering we serve food and drink, we would loathe to spread any illness into our patrons, would we? I get it. Oh. I understand. I'm fine. This is very unlike you, my dear. I find myself to be rather concerned. Has something happened between you and Diego? The atmosphere in here had grown so cold, I was certain that I would see my own breath. It's fine. Please, give me some space. We're quiet. I'll handle the front of the house. Maybe you can help Russell back? Very well, my dear. Ty placed his hand on my shoulder, clearly intending to provide me some sort of comfort. Instead, it would only cause me to flinch, prompting Ty to reel his hand back with zero hesitation. This look of concern grew in severity as he pondered his options, eventually relenting as he slipped it back into the kitchen without a single word. Though, here's the thing, I'm wondering if it's going to be something as, you know, if it's going to be like, this is the ring my grandmother had, and something completely just, you know, that we're just getting everything out of context, or if it's going to be something where it's like, Yeah, they were engaged or even married, but it didn't work out, and they didn't really finalize everything or something like that when Ty decided he would move on or something. I'm not sure. Because Ty's had a former friend and stuff like that. Well, we'll find out in the next 7 days, or with regards to my Let's Play style and rating, it's going to be half a year. Around half an hour had passed since, and with Russell having finished the catering work, the two proceeded to load everything onto Ty's car before he departed, alone en route to the hospital to deliver the fruits of their labor. Russell had instead been instructed to stay behind, to keep an eye on things, or perhaps to keep an eye on me. He knew what I knew, and wanted to be certain I wouldn't do anything drastic. No, stop thinking like that. I mean, just be like, hey, you alright? But also it's like, hey, this is a bar, and a kitchen, and there's also a reception, I guess, So I guess there's also waiters. It's like, at least 3 people, 4. Granted, it's kind of skeleton-y. It's Friday night, when the busiest in terms of alcohol, and our peak hours, were rapidly approaching. Russell had remained behind as support in case things got out of hand. I can read. Did Ty really have so little faith in me? Had not proved myself time and time again? Again, you've been probably working for him for maybe a week. You were like not that far more than... Actually, you haven't been working for him for 7 days yet, I don't think. He would leave Diego to run the place solo for 2 entire days, and yet he couldn't go an hour or two. I couldn't go an hour or two unsupervised without invoking some kind of doubt and concern. Pah. But, seriously, this isn't a one-man operation. And peak hours on a Friday night. You need more than 2 people, my dude. I don't care what managers say. You need to have more than a skeleton crew. Is everything cool, dude, my dude? You're totally away with the fairies, man. Russell's distinctive phrasing cut through the haze cast by my erratic mind. With impressive precision, the spell broken, I turned to face him, delivering my response. I'm fine. Are you though? Ty's a real worried man. Good. He should be. This ain't like you, dude. Because you know me so well. You're quite clearly the authority on what I'm like, huh? Dude, Russell went silent, his face betraying a look of forfeit. I felt bad. Sure, I had reason to be upset, but not at Russell. He was just trying to help. I'm sorry. I know I'm being a dick. I just found out something earlier on, and maybe a part of me wishes I hadn't. Oh? Something about Ty, right? I'm sure it's nothing that you and Ty can't work out. You two were thick as thieves the other day. It was totally corny, but real fun to watch. Yeah, I'm sure you guys will figure it out. I'm not. You didn't hear what I heard. Long story short, there's this other spot outside where you can hear. It's Ty's office. And I guess we're just going to be telling everybody that works here that. And where Spencer and Ty went in and locked the door, or when they locked the door, well, I listened in. You could have just said, hey, you heard... I don't know. I guess I was going to think of an excuse like, hey, you went to the kitchen overheard because, kitchen and that, but then, and, doggy ears being hearing very well. But, just saying. Because we used to have a... what's a Scooby-Doo? Those big dogs. And You know, my mom does tell a bit of tall tale sometimes, but she says that, like, yeah, he would be able to hear whenever there's a hot air balloon up in the air and would go out and bark at it for some reason. So dogs probably have pretty good ears. Turns out, well, I don't know what it turns out, but he's in love with Spencer. He was really damn clear about it too. I feel like a goddamn piece of a side piece or something. His backup, if plan A falls through. I don't know. Like, also here's the thing. Like, I feel like they might have been a thing, but I feel like it's over. Granted, I got their information, but also, I'll tell my friends I love them too, you know? Dude, no way. Ty would never... Come on, Russell. Give me a break. You've known him for even less time than you've known me. And there are some things that just don't need any context. This is one of them. I like... Russell sighed, grappling with his disbelief. So, like, what are you gonna do now, my dude? Finish my shift. Wait for the opportunity to talk to him. Alone. He and I are gonna have a serious discussion. I don't mean to be rude, but you'd be wise to clear out beforehand. Like, how are you gonna explain to him that you overheard him? Alright, dude. I'll, give you 2 space tonight. And for what it's worth, I believe in you both. You make such a great couple. I just know things will work out for you in the end. Thanks, Russell. But I don't think this situation could be so easily unfucked. I was just thinking there's when, the picture's there, Russell has big forearms and arms. Though I don't know what a shark's arms would look like, just saying. About an hour after my conversation with Russell, Ty returned to the bar, his philanthropic mission accomplished for the year. Typical businessman. Construct a facade through acts of generosity and philanthropic deeds in order to conceal your total absence of any moral compass. Boy, you're really going through for the throat right now, my dude. Though he could probably do it worse by being like, here's a pizza party for you guys, don't form a union. The evening, as predicted, had been fairly busy, with the 3 of us all working flat out to keep up. It was good distraction from my own mind, allowing me to draw into something of a daze as I worked for the rest of the shift on autopilot, and mind dazed and numb as the hours ticked by. Finally, our patrons cleared out, and we finally shut up shop, Ty locking the front door and flipping the sign to read closed. Successful evening, all told. Terrific work, gentlemen. Russell, how was your first day? It was definitely eventful, my dude. Well, eventful is hardly a bad thing. Now, would either of you care for a ride home, Russell? Oh, no thanks, my dude. I, got a couple of stops along the way. At this time, I would be more than happy to make those stops on your behalf. Thanks, dude, but, it's cool. I'll, see you tomorrow. Well, have a splendid night anyway. Russell, did you have a... I can read. I have been doing quite a few of these today, but still, just my mind's... I want to continue on, but still, I'm losing it. You did a terrific job today. Thanks. Catch you dudes later. And with that, Russell quickly scuttled from the premises, actively working to put as much distance between him and the bar as possible. A smart move, as he could only foresee the following moments growing somewhat nuclear. Well, he was certainly in a hurry. How very strange. Are you feeling any better, my dear? No. Ty unleashed a sigh that could be described as reluctant. The silence between us had filled the cacophonous wailing of my subconscious. my suppressed emotions in total disarray, yet never quite bubbling to the surface. Adrian. I take it that a conversation is in order. Yeah, we need to talk. Ty's mournfully seated himself at a booth closest to the counter and waited expectantly for me to join him. I took a deep breath. I did not rightfully know how this was going to go, but I was not anticipating a happy ending, and it seemed as though neither was he. I took my position seated opposite of him, avoiding his intent gaze, and by instead focusing on the patterns of the wooden table. It wasn't the first time that day I'd done so. I couldn't help but remember the last time Ty and I had spoken like this. He had insisted that we take a break. One minute, I was happy, excited, eager. Then next, I felt a longing misery, and a byproduct of my heartbreak. I suppose that, in a way, our situations here tonight wasn't all that dissimilar, except for a couple of minor details. For one, Ty was anticipating this conversation. Perhaps he knew, perhaps not. I didn't rightly care, because the other key difference, this time I was calling the shots and making the demands. And those demands, I wouldn't accept no compromise. What's on your mind, my dear? Tell me, what troubles you so? Bring it out into the open. I had no idea where to begin. I was of one mind to jump straight into the accusation, but in another, I wanted to play the cards closely to my chest, slowly reveal what I knew, catch Ty in some kind of dishonesty. And then, there's another part of me which just wanted to stand up and walk out the door. After all, why not? It wasn't like I wasn't expecting a positive outcome. I mean, you could be like, because I was feeling like they were maybe a thing, and then there's the ring on his neck, and then being like, you could probably put a lie where it's like, hey, you went to the kitchen for a thing because this is a bar and foodery. You could be like, hey, went in here and you overheard them as they said I love you. Because, I don't know how well the anti-acoustics of this place are, but still, it's like, it's possible that, a husky could hear them. This discussion seemed little more than a formality. After all, what could Ty possibly say? Had he said anything he needed... he had said everything he needed to with Spencer already. Perhaps this was closure. Perhaps I just wanted to vent. Perhaps. Spencer informed me that the two of you shared a drink this afternoon. I must admit, it was very much unlike him to have done so. I do hope his company was not unpleasant. He is a rather abstract individual. I hope he did not say anything that resulted in this upset. No, there's nothing Spencer said. Well, I'm pleased to hear that, at least. It was something you said. I see. Do you remember what is it you overheard? I'm quite sure I can provide an explanation. It is your lucky day. You see, as I sat out there in the alleyway, those words were seared into my mind. Not only can I remember, but I doubt I can ever forget. I mean, it's also just like the alleyway, the vents. I regret that purchase more and more each and every day. I suppose that is what happens when you make a decision out of urgency without having done the proper research. But I digress. Please, I need to know what you heard. My voice shook slightly as I struggled to form the words. In response, I doubled down on my focus and took a deep breath, which I heard for a very long time, held for a very long time, before releasing slowly. As my heart rate slowed, I took the opportunity to speak those awful words once and for all. I will never, ever stop loving you, no matter what. Well then, how about an explanation? I concede that all of the words you could have heard, those alone, are the hardest to explain. Not the fact that he's like some kind of vampire or something like that, and we have some kind of vampire pact for eternal life, but still. No, not really. Perhaps you could try being honest, you know, for a change. Adrian. I may be many things, a fool surely among them, but a liar? A liar, I certainly am not. Then you should have no problem coming clean. So, what am I? Plan B? A young guy you can lead on without real intention to commit? Maybe I was just a pawn in some narcissistic game of power and influence. No, that is true. I swear. It simply is not like it. I did not... Sorry, let me just put this into Do Not Disturb. Sorry. Then what is it then? Ty sighed, his expression a blend of panic and conflict. He shook his head, resenting how things turn out. Resenting the words he had compelled to parrot. Perhaps even more for the final time. I cannot. I simply cannot. I so dearly wish that I... No, you don't. Because you don't know what is at stake, and you still can't bring yourself to be honest with me. You still keep me in the dark. My dear, what if your trust in me, your faith in me? Please, can I not? It all went out the damn drain, when I heard you telling another man that you loved him. The time for that shit is over. Now it's the time for some damn answers. Please, Adrian. I know that you have no reason to believe me, but I mean it. When I say that you're the most important person in my life, you are the only person in my life. I'm really like, maybe in the end this is going to come up with an actual explanation, but I kind of feel like this is going to be kind of a thing where it's like, oh no, this is something that could be explained with, you know, an easy couple of words that doesn't put anybody in danger or anything like that. You know, in some sorts of media where it's like, yeah, everybody, we could have dealt with this bullshit if people had like 30 seconds to talk. But I already know that isn't true. You're just lying straight to my face. I do not deserve... No, wait. Do I deserve... Do I not deserve better than that? Of course you do. But you don't understand. I only... Then do the right thing. Help me understand. Tell me the damn truth. I bare my teeth at Ty. My fists balled so firmly that my claws pierced the skin, dripping blood slowly from beneath it like sand through an hourglass, as Ty remained frozen in silence, searching desperately for a solution to his conundrum. I'm giving you one last chance right here, right now. Come clean with me. Tell me everything. Everything. If I think you're holding out on me, I'm gone. If I don't like the truth, I'm gone. But maybe, just maybe, the truth is the best shot you've got left. So, what's it gonna be, Ty? I watched his tears formed in his eyes, running slowly down his cheeks before becoming lost in his fur, never to reach the tape below. The silence continued on. I hadn't been patient. My patience had finally run dry. I feel like if magical, mystical, or like scientific mumbo jumbo stuff aside, he could be like, we were a thing, very close, now we're not a thing, but I still care about you. But I care about Adrian more. I feel like that would be an easy thing. So, that's what I'm worth to you? Huh? No, you... I what? Don't understand? Of course I don't understand. You won't allow me to understand. Adrian, I know you have no reason to believe me. And no, from where you are sitting, this looks really bad. I completely understand your anger. You have the right to be angry at me. You are right to be angry at me. But the secrets I keep could be a matter of life and death. I know that it's hard to believe, but I know that it's not what you want to hear. But please, this is why I need your faith. I have no other choice. Really? That's your out, huh? Can't tell me why I caught you telling another dude you love him? Because someone might die? I can't believe you think I'm that stupid. It's the truth. Seriously, I feel like this is gonna be a thing where it's like, oh, yeah. It's gonna be easily explained later. Sure it is, Ty. The truth. Don't I feel like a fool for believing it? I was finished. After all, what else was there to be said? I stood, briskly turning towards the door, before I took several forceful steps. Only stopped when I heard Ty calling out my name. Adrian, please, wait. I turned back towards him, seething in anger. I wondered just what would come spewing out of his mouth this time. I hoped they would be the last words I'd ever hear him speak. Is this the end of your night? Your employment? Our relationship? Yes, to each and every point. I turned back on Ty, for what I hope would be the final time. With only an echo of my footsteps to keep me company, I plunged myself into the darkness outside, the street lights failing to illuminate the darkness within. And I think with that, we're going to call it. Again, I feel like it's bad on Ty that he doesn't tell us these things. Because, like, I don't know. I feel like he could tell us without telling us the life and death thing. Because it could be like, yes, me and Spencer were a thing. We're not a thing, but I still care about him. But you're my thing. You know? I mean, it might not be something everybody wants to hear. But in relationship status, it seems like like an okay thing, right? Because, like, you can be like, hey, we used to be a thing. We're not a thing anymore. We still care about each other. But you're my thing, right? I don't know. I haven't been in many relationships. I'm not in a relationship. But, you know, it just is what it is. But, yeah. And also, I feel like the main character is 20 years old. I've been a shitty 20 years old person. Because, you know, me, I'm over 30. I have, so that means that I've lived in my 20s. I have been a stupid fucking person before. It just is what it is, you know? Or, you know, and all that. But, it's just like, I don't know, I feel like Adrian may be a bit too hard, but I feel like Ty, this is definitely going to be one of these things where Ty's going to be like, oh, yes, we were a thing, but not a thing. And it's like, oh, okay, that seems extremely reasonable. But that's going to be the end of, I'm sorry, Herbs, of this Let's Play. So, please comment, guys, like them comments, tell me what you like, dislike, tips, tricks, otherwise. If you like my YouTube and would like to see it grow, then please like, subscribe, and check out every episode growing. Please versus Spain, your animals have control. Sorry, guys, the pet population. And if you want to play this game, it's available free on itch.io. Oh no, herbs right now. But if you want to help support this game and or play the newest version, damn it, earlier, then you can go with Patreon, which is $5 a month or $54 a year. Okay, herbs are gone right now. And until next time, let's play me, GamerWolfSix, of Sileo, Tales of a New Dawn, a game about people who probably aren't very good at communicating. So thanks and see ya.